Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty big news going on over here when it comes to the brand new PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, as you guys have probably seen even on the channel or in the general news, there has been a lot of big news when it comes to the PS5 Pro. But one of the biggest mainstays of it is that the AMD GPU inside of the PS5 Pro is actually a very, very big upgrade. CPU is overclockable, so it's good. Nice bigger hard drive, sure. SSD more so. The hard drive doesn't exist unless you spend $80 on it, but whatever. I know we talked about that, we digress. But right now we're actually seeing leaks that the AMD GPU that's technically 45% even more efficient and better is actually brand new, never before used technology from AMD in the first place. And that's making me pretty excited over here because AMD is one of the biggest companies in the entire planet. Not like the biggest, but it's pretty high up there. And well, they've also been making chips, GPUs, CPUs, and basically things for computers, PlayStation for a very long time. So we're gonna go talk about the fact that this brand new technology is coming and kind of maybe incentivize me a little bit more on the PS5 Pro. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, leave a like please, and of course give me your thoughts and comments down below, and of course Twitter and Twitch as well if you guys would like to go and follow. So as I mentioned, we've been seeing some cool specs, and if you guys, I'm sure you guys have heard it, so I'll make this quick, don't worry. But basically it's for this, as you guys know, they're gonna push for 4K, ideally 8K, and as well for the PS5 Pro. Sony's claiming that PS5 Pro will have a GPU with 67% more compute units. Some light pocket math puts the numbers of compute units at 60. And then because the RDNA2 CUs feature 64 streaming multiprocessors, the new number is up to 3,840 SMS. So that's a massive increase in the silicon in the chip. To put that into perspective, that puts on paper at the same level as the AMD Radeon RX 6800. So I'm kind of giving you guys these details because we didn't really know what the GPU was for the PS5 Pro. Now, when it comes to the PS5 Pro, we just know it's better. We know it's a bigger GPU. It's 45% more efficient. It's technically 67% better computing power. And of course, it will basically be utilizing better ray tracing technology and better PSSR AI technology. And obviously, AMD is a big company. You go look at AMD, look at this. They're making $22.68 billion. Bro, this company is worth a lot of money. It's not as big, obviously, for NVIDIA or whatever, but these people know what's up. And there's where things get a little bit intriguing, because Sony has now confirmed that the PS5 Pro ray tracing comes now from something special, which is the AMD's next-gen RDNA4 Radeon hardware. So this is unique, this is special, and I believe apparently this is going to be only for PlayStation. So crazy stuff. So let's go talk about that also, tweet over here too. So basically PlayStation's Mark Cerny has now confirmed that the ray tracing in the PS5 Pro is RDNA4 tech that's not even yet available in AMD consumer GPUs. So I just want everyone to know this. AMD is a huge company. Now, obviously, they're probably prioritizing consoles. They're selling 100 million of those if you factor in Xbox, PS5, PS5 Pros over the lifetime. That's a lot. Don't forget, these chips are a few $100s each, even if your PlayStation getting a good deal. Profit's profit, money's money. So they're probably going to be pretty invested in one of their biggest, if not the biggest clients they have. And right now, it seems like they're now having never before seen AMD technology, and that's some big news. Now, we might cover this throughout the next few days because Digital Foundry has kind of had a little bit more of a deep dive and a hands-on. And basically, they alluded to as much and claimed that it'll be the same level for its AI silicon too as well. And this is where it gets fun, because ray tracing itself is a very good technology. That's, in my honest opinion, probably the highest and toppest tier of all of the brand new improvements when it comes to gaming. We had really cool things of things going to 2D to 3D. It's on that same level, in my opinion. How do you make a game feel alive? Atmospheric things with lighting, and I can literally turn off the light in front of me, and my completely the entire video, the vibe, my webcam will completely change. And that's what makes it special, because they have that integrated into gaming. Now, there was always lights and light fixtures, but sometimes it would be unironically some artist trying to go and draw a bunch of yellow on a random map that just looks like it's light, rather than actual physical physics in a video game utilizing AI, where if you go and you smack a light, the light is perpetually moving and you get light and shadows everywhere because it's being computed. It's generally, I think, probably the coolest and best thing we've seen in video games in quite some time. So the PS5 Pro uses the the new advanced ray tracing feature sets that AMD created. So basically, AMD is creating brand new technology to go and push their roadmap for this. Like, they're basically utilizing this, and they're like, hey, PlayStation 5 Pro, we're going to give you something special. So if you look around, there are no other AMD GPUs that are even using this yet. This is never before seen technology in the PS5 Pro. We motivated the development, and I'm very happy we did so. The response from the developers has been extraordinarily great. Now, I know they're just trying to hype up the PS5 Pro. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they want to sell as many of these as they can, take over the console generation from Xbox. And Xbox is having issues, right? Like, we understand. But this is like PlayStation trying to be like, we're making something crazy. And now there is still been some skepticism for the PS5 Pro. Just people don't want to spend the extra money on it. Maybe not enthusiasts, the economy. There's enough issues out there that I can understand why. But this is kind of getting me a little bit even more hyped up. Like, I'm actually doing the research. I'm trying to go and see what they say and kind of understand why this is cool. And like, it does seem pretty neat, mainly because AI is the next, like, kind of the wave. And I'm not really a big fan of people making games with AI. Like, that's not my vibe. Maybe for like foliage and really, really basic stuff. But if I ever see a game and there's like some chat GPT, like AI doing some filling in the blank for like quest lines or whatever, I can see it being maybe for like a procedurally generated game being cool. But if someone's making like The Last of Us Part 3 with AI and like all the characters are talking about like the same copy paste stuff, I am not going to like that. That's where I draw the line. But utilizing AI to make systems a little bit more efficient, I'm not against that line. And I'm kind of okay with that. So now they're saying for that, let me try to get some of these lines over here too. Sony has also confirmed that it pushed AMD to improve its basically ray tracing hardware, which is why the next generation of Radeon cards will also be featuring the same technology that this PlayStation 5 Pro has. But PlayStation 5 is probably getting at a cheaper price point, probably with more efficient GPUs and hardware, like basically the drivers, the hardware's gonna be better, and then it's gonna be just a big improvement. This is like special, and this is cool. Saying the PS5 Pro uses the new advanced ray tracing feature sets that AMD created as the next step in their roadmap architecture, Mark Cerny told CNET. But if you look around, there are no other AMD GPUs that even use it yet. So this is never before seen technology. We motivated the development. So this is basically them saying like, hey, and I've kind of been liking that PlayStation's been doing this. They've been working with other companies and basically extending their manpower. So someone like a Mark Cerny is a very smart guy, and they made some very cool things with the PlayStation. And I wouldn't be surprised if they get like 50 of their best engineers being like, what can we do to make our console even more set apart? And I don't want to overly glaze up PlayStation. Like, they got issues. It's a little bit expensive. Where's my hard drive? Where's my stand, my dude? But at the end of the day, like, they're kind of cooking here, and I'm seeing what they're doing. They're saying, we're very happy here. We did so. The response from the developers has been extremely great. So we've been seeing this new notion of PlayStation too. Well, they'll go and like say for Black Myth Wukong, if all the rumors are true, they quite literally set aside manpower to go and make sure the game itself was like good. It was able to go run on PlayStation. It was being nice. And I think that was cool. Like, that's like what you should do. Like, you have 5,000 employees. I don't know how many PlayStation. They probably have a lot more than that. But like, say like just variously sent around, go and send 50 of them to go make something even better for the PS5 Pro. You're going to make a lot of money for the PS5 Pro, especially if you sell a few million. So why not? So if you guys don't know, like I said, we're not sure exactly how they're going to do this type of stuff, but we're basically just assuming it's going to be an even bigger internal upgrade that's just utilizing the software. And if you guys don't know much about PCs, like NVIDIA, I have a 3080 Ti in my PC. It's like a pretty okay GPU. It costs more than a PS5 Pro will. Like, it's a good GPU. But how they kind of make these games better is they'll be running consistent new drivers, which are essentially there to go and min-max and make the consoles better. It basically is like, hey, like, so let's try to go and just debug something. Let's say even on like a very high level stuff, you have a coding base. It's 150 lines of code. You can somehow go and make it 140. Very small difference, but it still is technically optimizing up the console. Now, that's a very, very layman's term way of explaining it, but this is basically how PlayStation can now utilize AMD, their custom-made drivers, utilize things like making the ray tracing in video games a whole lot better and nicer, and giving them something very unique that only the PlayStation 5 Pro has. And I think that's one of the coolest things out there, because for them, they basically just to go and sit there and make their hardware better, make their software better. And then PlayStation is just happy, and Xbox is still trying to go and sell a white Xbox Series X with no notable improvements. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments on all this one. Like, it's not the biggest details, basically just saying the ray tracing racing is better and it's special and that's all they have. And that's cool. Like, this is very cool. So they're going to just be really, really good, big, massive improvements for a 2x or 3x boost on it. That's the high level. That's cool. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe if you guys are new. Twitter and Twitch room down below. And I'll see you guys up today for more videos. Love you guys.